What if I told you one decision almost changed college football forever? What you're looking at right now almost did not exist. Death Valley, the Tiger Walk, Bowman Field, even parts of Clemson University itself could have ended up underwater. And the people who stopped it, a determined president, 2 earthen dikes, and a woman who refused to leave her home. This is one of South Carolina's greatest forgotten stories. When most people think about Clemson University, they picture the same things: Death Valley, Howard's Rock, the Tiger Walk, the lake sparkling behind the stadium on a Saturday afternoon. It almost feels impossible to picture Clemson without Lake Hartwell. The lake has become part of Clemson's identity. Students fish it, families boat it, fans tailgate beside it, photographers capture it in almost every postcard image of the campus. Before there was a lake, there was a river. Well, actually, there were multiple rivers. The Seneca River wound through the valley, joined by smaller creeks that wound through farmland, forest, and small communities. Where bass boats now float, families once farmed. Where bridges cross water today, old roads once connected neighborhoods. Entire communities existed beneath what is now Lake Hartwell. Then, everything changed. In the 1950s, the United States Army Corps of Engineers proposed the Hartwell Dam project. The idea wasn't just to create a lake. The project actually had several goals: generate hydroelectric power, help reduce flooding downstream, provide water storage, create recreational opportunities. From an engineering standpoint, it was an incredible project, but every engineering project comes with costs. Creating one of the Southeast's largest reservoirs meant flooding tens of thousands of acres. Homes would disappear, churches would disappear, entire communities would disappear beneath the rising water. Forever. As families reluctantly packed all of their belongings, one story captured everybody's attention. One woman simply refused to leave. She believed the government had no right to tell her she had to leave her home. Eventually, the government won. But her story became one of the most memorable when you think back to the creation of Lake Hartwell. While everyone watched that battle unfold, there was another battle taking place a few miles away. One that would determine Clemson University's future. While engineers studied future shorelines, one thing was becoming more and more clear. Parts of Clemson University sat low enough that they were going to become part of the lake, or at least be threatened by the shoreline. Imagine hearing that decades after building your university. Imagine being told, we're going to flood part of it. For Clemson's leadership, that was not acceptable. University President Robert F. Poole fought back. Instead of allowing for the lake to permanently alter his campus, he fought for another solution: protective earthen dikes. They're not giant concrete dams. They're engineered walls of compact earth, built specifically to keep Lake Hartwell from pushing farther into campus. After negotiations with the federal government, the project was approved. Construction began, and Clemson was protected. Today, students drive by the dikes, even running on the trails that sit right on top of them, without realizing how important they actually may be. Without them, Clemson could look a whole lot different. And here's the question that fascinates me. What if Washington had said no? What if funding never came? Or what if the dikes had failed? What if the dikes failed today? I want to make something clear. What you're about to see is not an exact prediction, but it's based on historical maps, modern elevation data, and the original Hartwell project plans. This is our best visualization of what landscaping might have looked like without the protective dams. No one can exactly know what it would look like, but history gives us enough clues to paint a pretty compelling picture of what it might look like today. When flooding began, it didn't all just rush in at once. Slowly, the lowest elevation started filling with water first. It slowly claimed the valley. Parking lots disappeared. Roads began to vanish beneath the shoreline. Low-lying athletic facilities begin sitting dangerously close to the water. As the lake expands, more of campus becomes isolated. Some buildings would have required expensive protection. Others may have never been built at all. Would Death Valley have eventually moved? Would Clemson have expanded further uphill? Nobody really knows, and that's exactly why this story is so fascinating. One engineering decision may have completely changed the future of Clemson University. If you look at the right side of the map, you're seeing what is now Lake Hartwell. In this simulation, I've matched the water level to Lake Hartwell's normal elevation, roughly 200 meters above sea level. A few things that stand out from this aerial view. First, notice the shoreline. Instead of the straight engineered banks created by the Hartwell project, you're looking at a much more natural shoreline that follows the original contours of the land. Second, take a look at the location of the two dams. In this scenario, they wouldn't even be visible. They would be completely submerged beneath the surface of the lake. But the most dramatic change is impossible to miss. Clemson Memorial Stadium, Death Valley itself, would sit underwater, with the water line reaching approximately row 29 of the bowl. Tiger Walk as we know it would be completely gone. Nearly every major tailgating lot would disappear beneath the lake, with the exception of two above the water. Even Clemson's football facilities would be completely submerged, along with Doug Kingsmore Stadium, and a large portion of the golf course as well. Ironically, not every athletic facility would share the same fate. Littlejohn Coliseum would remain safely above the waterline, transformed into one of the most unique basketball arenas in the country, sitting on prime lakefront property with Lake Hartwell stretching right up to its doorstep. But instead of Death Valley overlooking more than 80,000 fans on Saturday afternoon, it would overlook the waters of Lake Hartwell. But here's my favorite part of the entire story. Even though the Seneca River disappeared forever underneath Lake Hartwell, it never completely left Clemson. If you know where to look, you can still trace parts of the original river channel. Today, those areas have been transformed into ponds, landscaped waterways, and quiet green spaces. Most students walk by them every day. Even you on game day may have walked by these looking at the practice facility or the baseball stadium and never realized you're actually following part of a river that existed for centuries before Lake Hartwell. History has a funny way of hiding in plain sight. I know what some of you are thinking. Josh, you're the Gamecock fan on this channel. Wouldn't you rather have had Clemson be buried underwater? And yes, maybe it would have made my Saturdays a lot more enjoyable. Maybe our new rival wouldn't have won 3 national titles. But honestly, college football is much better with Clemson in it. Rivalries are what makes sports so special. I mean, what would the Lakers be without the Celtics? What would Michigan be without Ohio State? If you like this video, give us a like, subscribe to never miss a future video. And tune into the Spurs&Paws show, where me, the South Carolina fan, and my friend Kyle, the Tiger, or the Tater, however you want to call it, go back and forth about not only just historical events, but modern events as well, covering week-to-week events through football season, baseball season, and women's basketball season all year long. And if you have any future ideas for videos, like what would it look like if the Congaree River flooded Williams-Brice Stadium, drop it down in the comments. We'll be glad to make that video for you.